Alright, I noticed a few things. There's a little bit of pulling at the bottom of the coat, so I'm just going to run through real quick and just throw in an extra edge loop for that. And I might just add in another one here as well, because I'll probably end up needing that later. And by there, I mean I'll add like one here and maybe one here. And you can see that pretty much stopped the pulling down there. I'm just going to ignore the fact that these coat slings around it, because the geometry I have is weird, and I just don't feel like dealing with that, because I'm bad. So I'm really quick just going to throw together like a basic little sort of butane torch thing for this character, which I will probably have to resize once I actually make this character. I could put like mad scientist goggles on myself, but I don't really feel like it. I mean I could, but it's actually kind of not what I'm going for. So I'm just gonna be like, cool, maybe. Kind of, I guess, looks like a butane torch. I'm going refless, guys. So I'll just put like a little knob, maybe down here. This thing like this. I'm just winging the crap out of this. And I would like this to have the slightest bit of curvature, and there are absolutely better ways to do this. I'm just kind of brute forcing this right now because I'm feeling a little bit like, why not? Oops. Alright, cool. I think I might run through here and just like grab this dude, trying to select this edge in here. Grab this guy and just pull that up a little bit and maybe go like this. And again, shaping this by hand is like probably the most convoluted way that I could do this, but nevertheless, it is what I, for some reason, I'm choosing to do right now. And I'm just gonna really quick get rid of these faces because I would like to make this whole thing a little bit narrower. I think it's a little bit awkwardly thick. And I'm gonna, in my scale tool, I'm gonna set this to component mode, and that should let me scale all of these loops as I need to without changing the dimension of the thing. Like if this was in world mode, when I want to do this, it would be like, which is not what I want. So, component mode. Maybe that looks kind of more reasonable, I suppose. And then I'm just gonna like cap off this little inner piece here. So I'll just extrude in, did I extrude again? I don't remember. I did. And I'll just pull this in. Be better if I was using the extrude handle for this. And then I'm just going to extrude again, scale down, extrude, and merge to center. And now I have a little nub dude in there. So here's my awkward butane torch. But now I kind of want a fire coming out of it. Of course, why have a butane torch if there's no flames shooting forth from said torch? Answer, there's no reason for that. It's only fun if there's fire. I'm gonna make that, maybe, I don't know. It's gonna be like a pudgy little butane torch, I guess. This also looks more like a beverage one would drink somewhere. Anywho. Alright, so tiny flames. I think I'm just gonna make these. I really do just hate the circle layout, but I think it might actually work in this case. Let's grab this. I do not need 20 axes. I'm just gonna say maybe 12. I'm gonna say maybe 8. I want this to be really low poly. And subdivision's height. Give me like 6. Yeah, that'll be good enough for me to shape, I think. So I'm just gonna grab this edge, turn on soft select real quick, and be like, actually, before I do that, let me duplicate that, and then I can use multiples if I so desire. And then I'll just be like, yay, pudgy flame. You'll notice that the soft select didn't grab the vert on the top, so I'm just gonna grab that. Yeah. Turn off soft select, and then be like, boop. And now I have an awkward little egg-shaped flame. Which I can then duplicate and move thusly. I might scale some of these to be longer. No, it wasn't I. I'm probably not even going to change the shape of these. I am honestly that lazy. To my left, and I look to my right, and I'm going right. Alright. Let's see what happens when I grab this, center the pivot, and then shift the pivot somewhere on the bottom of this very awkward little flame that I've just created. Ah. Alright, then I'm just going to throw that on top of my butane torch, and it is absolutely enormous. Amazing. Shing. Yeah, it's very unclear what this actually is right now. So I think what I'm going to do is actually just scale that out longer. That I think goes a long way to making this actually look like flame. And then I might grab this and throw a lattice deformer on here. Lattice. And I actually meant to put... This is like kind of like a lattice modifier in Photoshop, honestly. Let me do... Cool. So I'm just gonna grab this and like scale these. Oh, it's been a while. Is this... Alright. It's kind of weird. I don't know why it's going so far down there. What is this? What? Okay. 5. Haha. Weird. Alright, I'm just gonna grab all of these lattice points and just crush them down a little bit. Really? Fantastic. Alright. In this case, clearly I just need to be more explicit about what I actually want from this. Alright, so X. Okay, cool. That's actually what I want. I really wish I could scale these. Like, that would be amazing. Anyway. So I'm just going to drag these and sort of force the bottom of this into the little explodey piece here. So just cram these into the bottom. Yay. Cool. Maybe get them a little bit more in. Since I do have that hollow for them, I kind of want them to be in that little hollow area. Maybe. Something perhaps like this. And then I think I kind of want this to actually maybe be a little bit more aggressive and more like, fire. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this, but I also accept that it really honestly doesn't matter. Since this is just a weird personal project for myself. I do actually like lattice. I don't use them very often, but I do actually like lattice deformers for doing like flamey kind of stuff, because you can pretty easily manipulate the geometry without going like completely insane. This feels maybe a bit much. Yeah, I can climb any mountain. Cool. So I'm happy with that. I'm just going to say that I'm happy with that. It's going to be great. Alright, so I'm just going to delete the history on that. You can see it gets rid of my deformers, keeps the shape of little wiggly flames. I'm curious to see what happens if I just grab this and scale it. Like, hey. I do actually kind of like the way that looks a little bit better with the double flames in there. So I will scale that down so it's not so obviously connected and be like, boom, now I have a little explodey fire boy. I should at least drag this back into place. That would be a nice touch to actually put this where it should be coming out of this blowtorch. Yay, fire. Perfect. I love it. I actually don't hate it. I do think this is kind of cute. Alright, and I'm just going to leave all of my gross stuff here for now, because why not? So I'm going to assign this my sweet UV checker texture. Turn on my gritty view. And this is just going to be awful default cylinder UVs. So I think what I'm actually going to do is just planar map this sucker and just go in and manually cut everything apart. So I would like, I'm just going to pick somewhere on the back and be like, cool, this is going to be my seam of my entire piece there. So I will just cut that. And then this is going to be like a separate silver part, so I'll cut this. And actually can't see because of the flames. The best problems. I'll cut that off, and I actually might just unfold this and see. Actually, no, I should cut the bottoms off as well. Cut. Oh, fine, I'll click the button. So just unfold that. Should make everything relatively rectangular, and it more or less did. More or less. I'll take this. I kind of just don't. I'm honestly not bothered enough that this is such a tiny piece of the model. What is this? What is, oh my. Oh, perfect. Good. I will sew these edges back together. And then somewhere, actually, it occurs to me now, I haven't seen the bottom UV here. So I should go down and just grab that shell. Oh my. Why is this so tiny? What? Where is this even? Holy crap. Wee. Oh my. What if I just throw a planar map on the bottom of this from the, sure, why not? Give me a modify unfold. This should at least, no, wow. All right. Far too much effort. All right. UV planar on the y-axis, if you could. Thank you. All right. This is going to need some major organization, because this is real janky. All right, so I would like this. I'm just going to randomly move and sew this on here. And I will scale this much down so that the grid is like kind of the same size as the rest of this. Good enough. And then I'll just grab that, attach it to this end. I see. Well, that was dumb. If I unfold it, it makes the normals the correct direction. And now I can stitch it without it overlapping. Alright. So, I'm just going to run up real quick, and like obviously these UVs are way too big compared to the rest of my object. So I'm just going to make them like way tinier. Maybe a little larger wouldn't kill me. I do have some space. Fall down, just pick me up again. Fall down, just pick me up again. So Wake me in the morning. And for the most part, I'm usually happy with these default circle UVs, so I might just make all of the flames like one sort of overlapping texture. In the case of things like this, it usually ends up working out pretty alright in the end. I will stretch these, though, because it's like a little bit, the texture's a little bit stretched out. What happens if I do a modify unfold? It's going to make everything like really wiggly and weird, which I don't think I want. Oh god. Yeah, I think I'm just going to leave this for now, because I'm probably just going to apply like a random gradient texture to this. So honestly, the fact that it's a little bit, the fact these are overlapping, it like really doesn't bother me much, if at all. So I'm going to take this dude and shift this a little bit more into the little pipe of this butane torch kind of thingy. Maybe rotate this dude and pull him out slightly. I don't know, I'm just kind of like winging this as I go. Alright, cool. So now I have my offered butane torch, and I just need to put all of these UVs in the rest with the textures. That was not real grammar. Alright, and I have this really nice space. Actually have many nice spaces. I'm just going to put this up here and be like, bam, butane torch. And I'll grab these dudes and just throw them down here and maybe shrink them just a little bit, because again, this is just a gradient. It doesn't need a lot of texture space. Can I fit these up here, though? My god, I can. Hey, and the reason I'm being so weird about laying all these out is I'm about to rig this, and I'd love to just be able to paint a little weight map or whatever and call it a day. Cool. Hopefully I remember that that is the fire. Cool. So I'm going to save this. Look, they're even orange. That wasn't supposed to be a thing. Oh no. Apparently I can't help myself sewing this back together. It's gonna bother me. Anywho. Cool. So, now that I have my UVs, I'm just going to grab this fire, parent it under this butane torch, throw this up here, select all my objects, and I'll just delete the history on those. I'm using the hotkeys because I do like hotkeys. And I think I might actually take this torch and just rotate it 90 degrees so that this person's silly little hand can actually hold this when I go through and rig things. Cool. I call that good. Such an awkward little character. So good. Alright. Yeah, so that's pretty much adding the torch. I think the next thing I'm going to do is like actually rig and pose this, and then I can run in and make some kind of crappy little basic texture for this in Photoshop or similar.